Welcome to Relaxed Reddit Readings. Today we have 5 Reddit stories for you. AITA stories that will make you question your friends, family, and in-laws. Story 1. My mother-in-law bought me a cream suit for her own vow renewal. So my mother-in-law bought me a suit to wear to her vow renewal, and it was the color of a wedding dress. Let me back up. My in-laws were doing this big 30-year vow renewal, church, 80 people, the whole proper deal. 2 weeks before the event, my MIL, let's call her Linda, shows up at our house with a suit bag. She says she saw this suit, thought of me, and asked if I'd wear it on the day. Sweet, right? I get it inside, unzip the bag, and it is cream. Not beige. Not stone. Cream. And folded right in there is a cream tie to match. Now, I don't know about you, but where I come from, cream is a color reserved for one person at a wedding type event, and it is not the son-in-law. So I text Linda, something like, hey, this is a really nice suit, but is cream not a bit much for the day? And she replies, quote, don't be daft, nobody will even notice, end quote. Which, first of all, if nobody's going to notice, why does it matter so much that I wear it? I let it go because I didn't want to start drama 2 weeks before her big day. Fast forward to the actual event. I put the suit on. I walk downstairs. My wife takes one look at me and just goes quiet. Like, the kind of quiet that tells you everything. We get to the church, and I swear, I looked like I was floating next to the bride in every single photo. People kept doing double takes. My father-in-law actually laughed out loud when he saw me and said something like, well, at least somebody matches her. Linda, meanwhile, is beaming, telling everyone how sharp I look, like this was all totally normal. After the ceremony, during the reception, my wife pulls me aside and says her mother clearly did this on purpose, that she wanted me to match her, not blend in with the groomsmen or whatever, and that it was weird and manipulative. She's annoyed at me for actually wearing it, saying I should have pushed back harder or worn something else last minute. But here's my thing. Linda bought it for me. She insisted. She's the mother of the bride, basically, for this vow renewal. What was I supposed to do, show up empty-handed and refuse to wear the outfit she specifically picked out for me 2 weeks before her big day? I didn't want to cause a scene or make her feel like I was rejecting her gift right before the ceremony. My wife says I basically let her mother turn me into a matching accessory for her own vow renewal, and that everyone was probably talking about it behind our backs. Honestly, now that I've seen the photos, I get why she's annoyed. I looked ridiculous. But at the time, it felt like the polite thing to do. So, was I the jerk for just wearing the suit my mother-in-law bought me, or should I have made a scene and refused it 2 weeks before her big day? What would you have done in my shoes? If you're enjoying these stories, hit that like button and let me know in the comments which story you relate to the most. Story 2. My grandma tried to bully my 10-year-old sister off the TV, so I stepped in. So my grandma just tried to bully my 10-year-old sister out of watching cartoons, and I lost it a little. Okay, let me set the scene. I'm 17, my sister Layla is 10. Yesterday she's in the living room, minding her business, watching My Little Pony, which, let's be honest, is a completely normal thing for a 10-year-old to be watching. About half an hour in, our grandma wakes up from her nap. And I want to be clear, all grandma does in this house is watch TV. It's basically her full-time hobby. She doesn't know how to work the remote or find her own shows, so we always have to put something on for her. So grandma walks into the living room, and instead of asking nicely, she straight up tells Layla, quote, take this thing off and put on something for me to watch. No please, no hey can we switch this, just a flat-out command, like Layla's not even a person with her own interests. Layla, being 10, kind of shrinks a little and starts to reach for the remote, and that's when I stepped in. I said, hey, she's in the middle of an episode, can you wait like 10 minutes till it's over? And grandma turns to me with this look like I just insulted her personally, and says that in her house, when she wants the TV, she gets the TV, and that Layla can watch her cartoons some other time. I pointed out, pretty calmly I thought, that Layla was there first, that it's not exclusively Grandma's TV, and that waiting 10 minutes for a show to finish isn't some huge sacrifice. Grandma did not like that one bit. She started saying I was raising my sister to be disrespectful, that back in her day kids didn't talk back to their elders, that I was undermining her authority in her own house. My mom heard the commotion and came in, and instead of backing me up, she kind of sided with Grandma, saying I should just let her have the remote to keep the peace, that it's not that deep. But here's the thing, it happens literally every single time Layla tries to watch anything. She never gets to finish an episode. She gets cut off constantly, and everyone just expects her to hand over the remote like her show doesn't matter. She's 10. She likes cartoons. That's not a crime. I feel like I was just trying to teach her that it's okay to stand up for herself a little, and that being the youngest doesn't mean you have zero say in anything that happens in your own house. My mom now thinks I stirred up unnecessary drama over literally nothing, and Grandma's been giving me the cold shoulder since. But I keep thinking about Layla's face when Grandma just barked that order at her like she didn't even matter. So, was I the jerk for stepping in and defending my little sister, or should I have just let Grandma have her way like always? What would you have done? Story 3. My mom wanted to sleep in the same room as my grown brother, and I said no. So my mom wanted to share a bed with my 25-year-old brother at my place, and when I said no, I became the villain. Let me give you some background first, because context matters here. I come from a cultural background where sons are just favored, plain and simple. My whole life, my mom has prioritized my younger brother over me. He gets more money, more leeway, bigger birthday gifts, gets forgiven for things I never would have been forgiven for. And I'm supposed to be the mature one, the independent one, the one who just quietly accepts it and doesn't make waves. On top of that, my brother, who is 25, is incredibly codependent with our mom. Like, joined at the hip level of codependent. So recently my mom asks if she and my brother can stay over at my place for one night while they're in town for some errands. Sure, no problem, I say, we've got a guest room, they can crash there. Then my mom mentions, almost as an afterthought, that she and my brother will just share the bed in the guest room, like it's totally normal for a mother and her adult son to sleep in the same bed. I told her, actually, we have a pull-out couch, my brother can sleep on that, and she can have the guest room to herself. And she acted like I'd suggested something insane. She said they always share a bed when they travel, that it's cheaper and easier, that it's not a big deal, we're family. I said, respectfully, he's 25, it's a little weird at this point, and I'd rather he use the couch. That's when things escalated. She accused me of trying to control her, of being disrespectful, of never wanting her around in the first place. My brother, of course, backed her up completely, saying I was making something out of nothing and being dramatic. I held my ground and said, look, it's my house, and I get to decide the sleeping arrangements, and I'm not comfortable with a grown man sharing a bed with his mother under my roof, even for one night. My mom ended up saying if that's how I felt, they'd just skip staying over entirely and get a hotel instead, in this tone like I deeply wounded her. And now my whole extended family is acting like I was cruel for not letting my mother and my adult brother share a bed for one measly night, saying I was making a huge deal over nothing. But given everything, given how my whole life has been my brother getting special treatment and me being expected to just go along with it, I feel like this was the one time I actually put my foot down about something reasonable. So, was I the jerk for telling my mom she couldn't share a room, let alone a bed, with my grown brother at my house? Would you have set the same boundary? Story 4. My friend expected me to drive her baby an hour away without even asking. So my friend just sprung her 3-month-old baby on me for a road trip I never agreed to, and now I'm apparently the bad guy for refusing. Okay, so my close friend, I'm 22, she's 22 too, has a 3-month-old baby. The dad's not in the picture, so I know things have been really tough for her, and I genuinely try to be a good friend and help her out whenever I can. I live like 10 minutes from her, so it's easy for me to swing by and support her. So we made plans to check out this new cafe that's about an hour away from both of our places. The whole plan, as I understood it, was that I'd drive to her house, and then we'd drive together to the cafe, just the two of us, girls' day kind of thing. I get to her house all ready to go, and she basically drops on me that we're taking the baby. Not asks me. Tells me. Like it was already decided and I just wasn't informed. I was caught off guard because, 1, we never discussed bringing the baby, and 2, I have zero experience with infants, and 3, an hour-long car ride each way with a 3-month-old sounds genuinely stressful for everyone involved, including the baby. I told her, hey, I wasn't expecting this, I don't think I'm comfortable driving an hour with your baby in my car, especially since I don't even have a car seat installed properly or know what I'm doing if she starts crying non-stop for 60 minutes straight. My friend got really upset and said I was being dramatic, that it's just a baby, that she'd handle everything, I just need to drive. I said I still wasn't comfortable being solely responsible for driving that precious cargo an hour away, especially since this wasn't the plan we'd agreed on, and that if she wanted to bring the baby, maybe we should just find a place closer to home instead. She got quiet and said fine, then I guess we're not going, and made it clear she felt like I was abandoning her and being selfish about a simple cafe trip. Now she's telling our mutual friends that I refuse to help her out, that I only care about myself, and that some friend I turned out to be. But from where I'm standing, she changed the plan without asking me, put a huge responsibility on me without any warning, and got upset when I set a boundary about something I genuinely wasn't prepared for. I want to support her, I really do, but I don't think not wanting to be the sole driver for an infant on an hour-long trip I didn't sign up for makes me a bad friend. So, was I the jerk for refusing to drive my friend's baby that hour to the cafe? What would you have done in that situation? Story 5. I cancelled on my friend's dog-sitting request after she showed up 4 hours late. So I watched my friend's dog for the day, and she ended up showing up 4 hours late without even a real apology. Let me explain. My friend, let's call her Kayla, asked me to watch her dog Biscuit for the day while she went to a concert a couple hours away. She told me she'd be back by 7. I said sure, no problem, I actually like Biscuit, and I'd watched him plenty of times before, so this wasn't some huge ask. 7 rolls around, no Kayla. Then 8. Now, I had plans to go to a friend's birthday dinner at 8:30 that night, and I ended up having to cancel completely because I couldn't just leave Biscuit alone in my apartment. He's not great being by himself yet, he gets anxious and destructive, so leaving him unattended wasn't really an option. I texted Kayla a few times, just simple stuff like, hey, running late? Everything okay? Nothing back for a while. Finally around 9 she texts back saying the concert ran long and traffic was bad, she'll be there soon. Soon turned into 10. Then 11. She finally shows up to get Biscuit at almost 11 o'clock at night. 4 hours after she originally said she'd be there. And when she gets there, she's kind of breezy about the whole thing, like, oh my gosh, sorry, that concert was insane, thank you so much for watching him. No real acknowledgement that I'd sat around all day and night waiting, that I'd missed my friend's birthday dinner because of this, nothing. I told her, look, I'm glad you had fun, but I had plans tonight that I had to cancel because you were 4 hours late with zero real communication, and I don't think I can watch Biscuit again if this is how it's going to go. She got really defensive, said traffic isn't her fault, that concerts run long sometimes, that I'm acting like she did this on purpose to ruin my night. I said I'm not saying it was on purpose, I'm saying that when you're going to be that late, a heads up earlier in the day would have been nice, and that I had to cancel plans with another friend because I couldn't just abandon her dog. She's now telling mutual friends that I'm being petty and dramatic over something as small as being late, that I'm holding a grudge over a few hours, and that real friends don't keep score like this. But I don't feel like I'm keeping score. I feel like I gave up my entire evening, missed a friend's birthday dinner, and got basically zero acknowledgement or apology for it, and I'm just not interested in putting myself in that position again. So, was I the jerk for telling my friend I won't watch her dog again after she showed up 4 hours late? Would you have set the same limit? If you enjoyed these stories, drop a comment telling me which one was your favorite. And if you want more relaxed Reddit readings, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed these stories, like, comment and subscribe for more relaxed Reddit readings.